Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Mattel DC Universe Signature Collection Golden Age Flash. As with all the other Signature Collection figures, Flash does come with a white mailer box with the indication that it's for an adult collector down at the bottom corner there. We're just going to flip the box open, flip it over I should say, to get it open. I'm going to pull the tab out, open this mailer box, and inside you're going to have yourself the actual package of Flash. I'm just going to put the mailer box aside. We don't need to see it again. Don't need to fill up this area with extra clutter. The actual figure itself is in a much smaller box, still visible, still opened at the front so you can see what the figure looks like. You don't maybe necessarily want to get the figure out and out of package. You can certainly leave an inside package and just be able to look at him from the front window here. Down below there's a picture, down below it says The Flash. On the side, however, there's a picture of Jay Garrick. Kind of looks like the Juice Man. Does anyone remember the Juice Man? Juice Man from the Juice Man Juicer? He had those zany eyebrows. And on the back, a much larger picture of Jay Garrick, Golden Age Flash. It says, after accidentally inhaling vapors of a radioactive liquid, Jay Garrick gained incredible powers that included enhanced reflexes and the ability to run at light speed. Wearing a red shirt emblazoned with a lightning bolt, Garrick battled evil as the Flash, eventually becoming a founding member of the Justice Society of America and fighting in World War II as part of the All-Star Squadron. Garrick was forced into suspended animation by the evil Fiddler, but his heroics were an inspiration to many, including Barry Allen, who became the second incarnation of the Flash. Allen eventually rescued his hero, bringing him out of the retirement and into the 21st century. That's a really good read-up. And again, a really nice picture of Jay Garrick there. Almost looks like he's wearing Levi's jeans with a nice belt buckle. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. We're going to get this opened up. When we come back, a better look at Jay Garrick, the Golden Age Flash. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And having a look at Jay Garrick, the Flash. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous figure. You know, even if this figure had been released as a regular DC Universe Wave figure, I still would have picked him up because I've always wanted a Golden Age version of Flash. Most Golden Age figures, for me it's a toss-up. I'm not a fan of all of them. But there's just something about Golden Age Flash that I really, really like. Let's get aside I guess the coolest aspect is the fact that he comes with an actual metallic, or actually chromed plated, metal plated helmet. And I think that's really a nice added touch. There seems to be a little bit of glue, unfortunately, on mine. But aside from that, yeah, I like him quite a bit. I like the hat quite a bit. You can also see that Jay is sporting some grays going on there. The face itself is a really nice face. If I don't zoom too far into it. A really, really nice face of the Flash. I think they captured perfectly. Sometimes it would have been harder, I think for this figure specifically, getting that right face sculpt where the face didn't look too old and he still looked youthful enough but didn't make him look too young. And I think they kind of did a good mix of the two, and we get ourselves a very nice face of the Flash. Moving out from there, Flash's suit pretty much consists of just an upper red shirt with the lightning bolt across it and then blue pants with red boots. Surprisingly for all that, the colors are really rich on the figure. I really like the coloring that they use for his flesh tone, and the choice of red and blue are really top notch. Even down below you can see Jay Garrick's belt buckle there, again sporting the lightning bolt. So far, I've been very impressed with the Signature Collection. in the fact that there has been no real paint blemishes or imperfections, of course excluding now that the glue that I see up there. But no, really aside from that, I've been very, very impressed with this line. The only downside though, for again, the fact that it's signature collection and being that these are subscription figures, the cost is a little more expensive than that of a regular DC Universe. At very most DC Universe figures range from $12 to $16 retail. The subscription figures, on the other hand, top over $20 a piece. Now, certainly, Jay Garrick, they went a little above and beyond in the fact that we got ourselves an actual metallic plated helmet, but some accessories would have been nice, especially seeing as what we've gotten from like Young Justice figures. Those 6-inch figures with the dioramas and everything else are phenomenal. I would have even preferred just a little bit of like a wave, even like a display stand with like a little wave of light behind him, indicating that he is in mid-speed. That would have been cool. Sadly, though, he has no accessories. And actually, to answer your question, I'm sure somebody will be asking down below, the helmet actually is not removable. From what I can see, it's permanently affixed to Jay's head here. In the way of his articulation, Golden Age Flash has a head that rotates left and right, up and down on a ball joint. His head actually has lots of movement. No limitations, there's nothing obstructing his head. Even his hair, there's not probably something relevant enough for me to point it out, but I'll point it out anyways. There is actually a big enough gap, as you can see right there, between the bottom hair and his neck. Generally, when they sculpt figures with long hair or hair that goes further past the ear, usually that obstructs the figure's head from moving up and down because this blocks it. Because of that gap, you can actually get some nice movement out of his actual head, which I think is a small touch, but a touch that I'm glad that they put in. Aside from that, I mean, his articulation would be the same as every other DC Universe in the fact that he's got pin and socket ball jointed shoulders. They rotate all the way around, up and down. Rotation in the upper bicep, bend at the elbow, rotation in the hand, the upper torso bend, rotation in the waist, legs go forward, back, out, rotation in the thigh, bend at the knee, and finally bend in the foot. You can really get some nice poses out of him. Again, display stand would have been nice. Something extra would have been nice, just to warrant the fact that as a subscription figure, he should have a little more in the way of bells and whistles. Strictly as a figure end of it, though, very impressed with Golden Age Flash. I'm actually going to give him an 8.5. This was actually, surprisingly, the last signature collection figure that I've reviewed. I've reviewed a couple of them now, but Jay Garrick here was actually one of the first signature collection figures to be released. Very happy, though, to have picked him up, and if you are a Flash fan, I would really consider picking him up. You won't really be disappointed. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Mattel DC Universe Signature Collection. We're looking today at Golden Age Flash. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Whoosh.